All right, guys, Shotty T here. We're doing a voiceover here with the Abyss run on this part. Unfortunately, there was no live commentation here. So really, it's going to be two fights. We're going to have the Hood, who is a new opponent that I haven't faced on prior paths in 1 through 3. And then also Modoc, who I have fought one other time in I think path 3 before. So we're going to use Aegon. The Hood, he has this thing, like he has a timer, as you can see on the far right side underneath his health bar, like with a, I guess with a, like a little blood thing. So when that timer goes to 0, you're going to be inflicted with the bleed and the poison. So the idea here for me is to make sure that it's almost like Bane, like when you try to time Bane when you're about to degenerate health, you're basically timing yourself that you're mid combo by the time Bane expires. So it's kind of the same thing here. It doesn't work perfectly every time. Obviously, you have to get the computer to cooperate with you when he's not throwing a elongated special in the middle of that timer expiring. So to try my best not to avoid that. Then on top of that, you got of course the skirmish charges decreasing over time as well. So you have to make sure that you're not too passive. You have to be aggressive enough to not let that meter go down too quickly because you're just not being aggressive enough as an attacker. So this is basically the idea here for the whole fight. Unfortunately, Aegon, I mean, none of my champs are bleed and poison immune, but at least with Aegon, the higher his combo meter, the higher that he'll be able to shrug off any debuff. And my combo meter is high enough for pretty much every hit. It's going to purify any debuff I have. So long as I'm like mid combo, I should be able to shrug off any hit. So, and then of course, obviously, Aegon's combo crits into the block also counts towards shrugging off. So just a perfect ideal counter here to maximize damage output as well. So, but anyway, like I said, it's not much else to commentate as far as just to give you the synopsis of the fight. Like I do make a mistake towards the very end because what I try to do, because I realized that the goal is for me to try to see if I could get like a 3-shot or maybe a 4-shot based off the pace of health that he's losing at this moment. But I wanted to try to accelerate the possibility of a 3-shot just by doing like a counter, not a counter, but I do his charging heavy and let the opponent hit into you, but your combo shield mitigates the incoming damage. So that way I can have like 6 Furies and make my SB2 bleeds more potent. But unfortunately, one of those times where I tried to charge my heavy that way, he ended up stunning me and staggering me on top of that. So I didn't get a chance to get the full effect of the Furies. So, but yeah. But that's pretty much the main commentary, the goal for this fight. I pretty much went over the whole strategy and the game plan. But I do mess up at the very end as far as like just straight getting hit and end up prematurely finishing off this run because I didn't get a chance to get him all the way down to his last skirmish charge. Because if I did that, I probably would have got the 3-shot. But, and guys, enjoy the rest of this commentary. And I'll just play music. All right, guys, we're back here. So now that the hood is down, now we have a Modoc fight. Now this one I'll probably just commentate for the whole fight because I'm going to end up bringing three different champs to this fight. So the first one, so obviously this is kind of like Invisible Woman. Anytime you feel a bar of power, you have a power sting. And I guess I kind of looking at that power sting, looking into that a little too much because the power sting, if you use a special, it doesn't do too much direct damage to you overall. But the main thing is when that power sting expires, if you do not have a damaging debuff on the opponent, then you're going to get stunned. So that's the main thing. So that's why Nick Fury is a pretty good counter here, because he's pretty much a very reliable bleeder. So the idea here is to apply some of those deep bleeds, so that way they can do some passive damage over time. So that way it's maximizing my hits towards the skirmish charges. And then once I get to my SP1, now for the second time, now I have unblockable attacks. So I can just pretty much wail at them at this point. But unfortunately, I do mess up a couple of times. Probably could have taken a lot more health than I should have. And I'm not sure why I didn't finish that full light attack combo. Because the thing about Nick Fury, I don't have to worry about the expiration of the power sting, because Nick Fury, he's stun immune in his second life. And of course, I've been in his second life for quite some time because I've used several team revives to this point. So again, I get clipped there with the SB2 in the block, and it took quite a bit of damage, surprisingly. I didn't think it would take that much health from me. So unfortunately, the SB3 I threw with the power stings killed me. So that was unfortunate. I started to revive him, but I said, let's use Magneto. MODOK is a metal champ, so Magneto is a great metal champ counter. So we're just going to see how much health we can take out. So we're at 82% health. So we're just gonna do charging. And the thing about the power sting, I mean, the thing, like, Magneto has a pretty good ability accuracy reduction against metal champs. So majority of the time when those power stings do expire, it ends up not bothering me. And in hindsight, I probably should have just taken advantage of that just to throw more specials, so that way I am not worrying about potentially getting stunned. But still, this particular fight ended up taking a good chunk of his health. So the idea here is just to keep doing the charging. So as you see, I have 3 power stings, and they're just falling off without me being stunned. So I was waiting until they're all expired before I threw my SB3. But again, it's just me over analyzing the amount of damage that power sting does, which it doesn't really do a lot of damage. So I end up taking more damage off of that there with the incinerate, and then my prowess charges fall off, so now I got to build them back up. So now we got the 47, and again, I'm waiting out this power sting. But again, I probably could have thrown this special a long time ago in hindsight, because like I said, the power sting doesn't really do much damage. But now we finally get to the SB3, and these prowess charges, it's gonna apply a pretty good bleed. So you see here, he's at 76% health by the time that SB3 started. But watch how much health ticks off from the bleed itself. So 15% health, he was at 76%. By the time those bleeds wore off, he was at 61%. So I'm thinking, okay, so that's 15% per SP3. So long as I'm keeping my hit count low by just parry heavy, I could I mean, this is a one shot, really. I mean, that's seven SP3s, and you figure, I mean, 'cause each SP3 counts as one hit towards the skirmish charge. So, I don't know if I have to face another Modoc in Path 5, because like I said, I'm gonna attempt Path 5. Like I said, likely next weekend to take advantage of the love potions. I may purchase some units because like I said, I've been grinding, but I did purchase that unit bundle with the units I grinded. The unit bundle that gave like 60% individual revive. I think it gave like 5 team revives, 40%. Then it also gave like those like some big health boosts, like 10,000 team health boosts, as well as 15,000 individual boosts. So it was like 5 of each. So I did the math, like that's worth it, because it would have cost me more units to buy 40% revives and 20 and 10,000 health potion. So I just did the math there. It was worth getting that. Unfortunately, I didn't grind enough units to get 2 of those. I probably should have just bought it because it was such a good deal, especially in the long run. But it's all good. I'll try to see if I can grind some more units. Hopefully, I don't need too many. And I'm going to also see if I can farm some revives throughout the week. So that way, ideally, I'm at maximum. I'm at maximum 20% at least. 40% probably won't get to max. So you saw there the power sting did expire and I finally got stunned. But I took a good chunk of his health. I mean, he was at 76% health when the fight started. It finished at like 30, I think 38%. So I started to revive, but then I said, why not use a gun? 43%. Sorry about that. So 33% health loss. So at Magneto, worst case is a 3-shot. And I started the fight with low health. So instead of reviving Magneto or Fury, I said, why not just use a gun? Because I was saying to myself, this power sting is not that crazy. And like I finally got that sense knocked into myself there. So I went ahead and threw the SP1, and you see it didn't really take a good bit of my health. So I didn't want that power sting to expire and get stunned either. And I don't think this particular bitch run I had a high limber. I think of course I applied high limber after the fact, so I should have, that could have helped. But as you can see, A-Gun is just, I mean, he's tearing this guy apart. I'm like saying, why did I use him? Now, as you can see, the power sting did not trigger then, because I guess when A-Gun's combo meters above 500, the next hit guaranteed is almost guaranteed to have 100% ability accuracy reduction for the opponent. So some cases I don't even take any damage from the power sting. But you see that this A-Gun is murking this guy. Like I said, I'm not really losing a lot of health from the power stings to boot. So this was a good team fight between Fury, Magneto, and A-Gun. If I had to rank it, I would say that Magneto's probably the easier one shot, but A-Gun is up there. Fury, I probably could have done it if I fought better. But that's the fight there. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.